Hello, hello. Today we're going to be going over 5 ways to strengthen your connection to spirit, right? So I use spirit as just kind of a general term, whether it's God, whatever it's, whatever it is, the system that you are using or that resonates with you, plug that in, right? Spirit is just kind of a general term that kind of encompasses all of that. So I try to be inclusive with these things. I've studied a lot of these different schools of thought, schools of learning, and all of them have their value. So like I've said in the past, you got to find something that resonates with you and that you're willing to stick through, right? Or stick to, because consistency is key on all of these things. I can't stress that enough, right? Whether it's working out, sticking with a job, whatever it is that you're trying to do and achieve in your life, there has to be a certain level of consistency, right? Even if it's like 2 minutes, 2 minutes a day, right? You build in 2 minutes a day, right? When I first started meditating, I did it at nighttime to help me kind of transform my sleep habits, right? So I only needed 3 minutes, and then I was ready to go to sleep, right? And then build and build and build, and before you know it, I can't even stay awake at night anymore. So number one, acknowledge that there is a spirit or God. All right, seems kind of obvious if you're listening to this, right? You may already have that, but are you doing it daily? For me, I do mine in the morning. I know a lot of people have it at nighttime or in the middle of the day. For me, I have to do it in the morning, right? I feel almost like I just can't even be connected, through my work and what I'm trying to accomplish if I don't do it first thing in the morning, right? So find a time, find a day. It doesn't, ideally you want to stay consistent, whatever it is, build it into your daily process or your daily schedule. I get up early in the morning. I do it before anybody else gets up. Well, my dog usually gets up with me, wants to be fed. But once I feed her, I let her out. She usually gets right on the couch. And then I start my process, right? But we have to do these things daily, all right? 2, ask it, spirit, to be more in your life, right? It seems kind of silly, right? But you're consciously asking for this spirit, for this higher force of energy to be in your life, right? So by acknowledging it, that's the first step. Second is like, hey, be in my life more, right? Show me ways that I can then be, with you or have you in my life. And again, it's totally different, right? It's like if you're trying to develop a friendship of any kind, a human friend, right? You can acknowledge that this person is great, that they're going to put some kind of value in your life. And what are you going to do? You're going to try to be with them, and maybe not every day, but you're going to want to spend time with them, right? So ask the Spirit, ask God, Jesus, Buddha, whoever it is that you're looking for to be in your life more regularly, to show themselves in your life, and be amazed what you're going to see. All right. 3, study material that's in line with whatever it is that resonates with you. Again, do this daily, right? So let's just say in a 10-minute portion, right? You start off small, 5-10 minutes. The first minute, you're acknowledging that spirit. The first and second minute, or the second and third minute, you're some kind of form, prayer, meditation that you're just consciously asking the spirit to then be in your life. And the third one could be, like I mentioned before, then read, write. You can journal to spirit as in a prayer kind of form. But what you're doing is that you're, or like I said, the daily study material that they have out there, find something that resonates with you, right? Once you then pick that thing, stick to it, even if it's just a couple minutes a day, right? Like I said, do it first thing in the morning. I feel like I can't even be connected. I can't even start my day unless I have that. I feel like just totally off, right? So, something inspirational, whether it's like some quotes, Bible quotes, you're studying the Tarot, whatever it is that you're doing, pick it daily, right? Or do it daily, and you'll see. Have the courage to follow through with the guidance. This is a huge one, okay? When you acknowledge, once you ask the Spirit to then be in your life, right? Once you're then studying it, you're backing up the first 2 things with action, okay? What I'm saying is then with the study, right? Study is a form of action, basically acknowledging one, that there is a spirit and that you want him more in your life, right? So the third one is that you're taking major action. All of them are action, but you get what I'm saying, right? When that happens, when I say you'll see, is that things will come in your mind. They call it intuition. They call it, spirit talking to you, right? And I'm not talking about like schizophrenia, stuff like that, all right? I'm talking about spirit giving you guidance. You can say your higher self, right? Your spirit guides. There's all kinds of terminology that you can use. Whatever resonates with you, plug it in here, okay? But at a certain point, you're gonna have to then start listening to this. For me personally, I guess I share one quick experience is that when I started doing this, and I purposely asked Spirit to help me have the courage to listen to this intuition. Right, I was working through the chakras, and I had this thing say, "Hey, go to the Walmart or the store to get some coloring pencils and books." I was like, "What?" I was like, "Oh man, I'm not doing that." I kept visualizing myself, someone like seeing me there or something. But then the voice came like, "Hey, you asked," right? So I'm like, "All right." So here I go. I'm in the thing, and there's a mom there. She's kind of like looking at me. I'm like feeling all self-conscious about it. Long story short, I get the color pencils, I get the coloring books. I go home. I start coloring. I started like crying. I started kind of just like getting real emotional. I didn't really know what was going on. Looking back a little on down the road, I realized that it was like my heart chakra, to use, these terminologies, was, opening up. I had, identified with being this like tough guy who doesn't cry and all these kinds of things. And I had to break down certain barriers personally, which that was one way to do it, right? I mean, there's a lot of things that went into me going there, right? It took effort. It took me breaking down these ideas that somebody's going to see me in the colored, pencil section, getting coloring books. I was going to look soft, all these little things I had to break down or go through, not necessarily break through, or what breakthrough, for my heart to then start to open, right? And there were many other things that followed after that, but I'm just using that as one example. And that may not happen to you, right? It may be go to the gym. It may go to a kickboxing class, right? I know a lot of spiritual people who may be watching this who need more fire in their life, right? Who need more of this aggression that I have, the need to be tougher, right? And that spirit may say, hey, take a kickboxing class, take a swimming class, take a yoga class, right? Step out of your comfort zone. You got to pick something, or not pick something, but listen to whatever it is, right? If it's grounded in love, right? If it doesn't seem like destructive, I'm not saying like go and listen to it, like to go buy some drugs or go hurt somebody, right? We got to use some good discrimination or discernment here, of kind of positive type of things, okay? Let's not be foolish here. All right, number 5, the last one, give thanks and find something to be grateful for, right? Doesn't seem like it would be like a way to connect with spirit, but I can't stress this enough is, we have an amazing life here, especially if you're watching this video. You probably maybe watching it on your phone or your computer. Those 2 things to be grateful for. You're sitting around watching a video, right? It could be a heck of a lot worse, right? You quickly do a Google search on impoverished countries or these kinds of things. I heard a friend, not a friend, but a guy that I recently started watching, like Wes Watson, put it in perspective for me, because I'm over here trying to diet and things like that. He's like, your diet that you're complaining about is like an idea, one of the best meals for somebody in another country. And I thought, man, way to put it in perspective, right? Because it's all about perspective. Right? So it may be hard for a lot of people to find something that's actually, to be grateful for. And that is part of the path, right? Finding value, finding gratitude, and giving thanks for that thing, right? It is huge. It is huge. I can't stress that enough. I know it's number 5, and it's not by any kind of order. So find something that you're grateful for. Write it down, journal it, say it in your prayers, say it to yourself, remind yourself of how thankful you are for these things, okay? If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, want me to expand on anything, like I said before, please leave it in the comment section. I look forward to hearing all from you all.